Hello, my dear one. Come in gently. Let your body arrive here with you. Perhaps there is a place in you that feels tight today. Perhaps there is an ache, a pressure, a heaviness, a tiredness you have been trying to push away. And if there is, I do not want you to begin by being angry with it. I know the first reaction, when the body hurts, is often fear. We want the feeling to leave quickly. We want to know what it means. We want to control it, fix it, silence it, escape from it. And of course, if your body is asking for medical care, support, rest, or help from someone trained, please honor that. Loving the body includes getting the help the body needs. But today, in this quiet moment, I want us to begin with a softer question. Not, how do I get rid of this pain as fast as possible? But, dear body, what are you trying to tell me? Your body is not your enemy. I know it may feel that way when something aches. It may feel as though the body has betrayed you, interrupted your plans, slowed you down, or refused to cooperate. But the body has been your companion through every single season. It has carried you through heartbreaks you did not know how to explain. It has held your breath when you were afraid. It has tightened its shoulders when you had to be strong. It has swallowed tears when there was no safe place to cry. It has kept going, day after day, even when your mind was criticizing it, rushing it, ignoring it, comparing it, and asking it to perform without enough tenderness. So before we try to transform anything, let us pause, place a hand somewhere gentle, perhaps over the heart, or on the belly, or near the place that feels tense, if that feels right for you, and simply say inside, I am here now. Not as a command, not as a magic sentence, just as a beginning. I am here now. The body may not relax immediately. That is all right. If a child had been frightened for a long time, we would not expect the child to trust us after one sentence. We would sit close. We would speak softly. We would be patient. Your body deserves that same patience. Sometimes a place of pain is not only a physical sensation. Sometimes it is also a place where the body has been holding what the heart could not hold alone, fear that was never spoken, anger that was swallowed because it did not feel safe to express, grief that had to be hidden because life demanded you keep going, resentment that settled in quietly because no one seemed to understand, guilt that became heavy in the chest, self-blame that tightened around the stomach. The body may have been saying in its own language, please look here, please listen here, something in this place needs love. This does not mean you caused every pain with a thought. I want to be very careful and kind here. Healing is not blame. We are not using the mind to accuse the body. We are not saying, if I hurt, it must be my fault. No, darling, that is not love. What we are saying is that the body and the inner world are deeply connected. The body listens to the way we live, the way we breathe, the way we hold back, the way we rush, the way we fear, the way we deny our own needs. And sometimes, when the body speaks, it is asking us to become more honest, more tender, more present. So instead of saying, why are you doing this to me? Try saying, thank you for trying to protect me. That may feel strange at first. Thank the shoulder that carried too much. Thank the chest that held grief. Thank the jaw that clenched around words you could not say. Thank the belly that tightened when life felt unsafe. Thank the back that tried to keep you upright when your heart was tired. Gratitude does not mean you enjoy the pain. It means you stop treating the body like an opponent. You begin to make peace with the messenger. There is a way I like to think of pain, very gently, as light under pressure. Pain can feel dark, yes. It can feel dense, sharp, heavy, frightening. But inside many painful places, there may be awareness waiting to be released, a memory waiting to be seen, an emotion waiting to move, an old story waiting to be loved into a new form. When something in us was too much to feel at the time, the body may have compressed it, held it, tucked it away until we were safer, older, stronger, more supported. And now, perhaps, what was compressed is asking to become light again. Pain is compressed awareness waiting to become light again. Let that thought be soft. Not a rule, not a diagnosis, a loving image. Imagine that the painful place is not a punishment, but a small room in the body where the lights have been dimmed for a long time. You do not kick the door open. You do not shout into the room. You simply bring a candle. You say, "I see you. I am listening." That is often where transformation begins. Resistance can make pain feel heavier. When we say, "I hate this feeling," the body often tightens more. When we panic, the breath becomes shallow. When we try to ignore the sensation completely, the mind may become louder, more worried, more watchful. But welcoming is different. Welcoming does not mean you surrender to illness. It does not mean you stop taking care of yourself. It means you stop fighting the present moment so violently that the body has to brace against you too. Try this gently. Sit or lie down if you can. Let the body be supported. Breathe in slowly and breathe out longer than you breathed in. Let the shoulders drop. Place your hand near the area of pain if that feels safe. If not, place your hand on your heart and say quietly, "I see you. I am listening." Then wait. Do not demand an answer. Do not make the body perform a spiritual lesson. Just listen. Perhaps an emotion rises. Perhaps a memory appears. Perhaps nothing comes except a little more breath. That is enough. Listening itself is healing. You might ask, "What have you been carrying for me?" Or, "What do you need from me today?" Or, "Is there something I have not allowed myself to feel?" And if the body answers with silence, trust the silence. Sometimes the body does not answer in words. Sometimes it answers by softening a little, sometimes by tears, sometimes by a sigh, sometimes by the sudden awareness that you have been too hard on yourself for too long. What I welcome with love can begin to transform. Not always instantly, not always dramatically, but something changes when we stop attacking our own experience. Pain may still need care, treatment, rest, attention, and time. But now it is no longer alone inside you. You are with it. You are no longer only trying to escape the body. You are returning to it as a friend. So today, speak to your body as if it can hear love, because in many ways it can. Say, "I am willing to listen." Say, "I do not want to fight you anymore." Say, "We are learning how to heal together." Let the pain become not an enemy to destroy, but a doorway into deeper tenderness. And as you listen with love, perhaps what was once only tightness can slowly become information. What was once fear can slowly become breath. And what was once pain can begin little by little to soften into light. When I sit with the body, I do not begin by demanding that it explain itself. I begin by being present. That is very different. So often when pain appears, the mind rushes in like an anxious detective. What is this? Why is it here? How long will it last? What if it means something terrible? How do I get rid of it? And the poor body, already tense, becomes even more frightened because now it is not only feeling pain, it is being interrogated by fear. So let us do something softer. Let us begin with acknowledgement. Not judgment, not panic, not analysis, just acknowledgement. There is a sensation here. There is a place in my body asking for attention. I am willing to notice it without attacking myself. This is a very healing moment, my dear, because when you acknowledge what is here, you stop being swallowed by it. You become the loving observer. You are no longer only the pain. You are the one who can notice the pain. That little space is sacred. It is where power returns. You might gently ask, where is this sensation? Is it in the chest, the belly, the shoulders, the throat, the back, the hips, the hands? Is it heavy, sharp, warm, cold, tight, pulsing, dull, numb, or moving? Does it change when you breathe? Does it become softer when you stop fighting it? There is no need to answer perfectly. Just notice. The body often appreciates being noticed without being blamed. You may say softly, I acknowledge what is here, and awareness begins the healing. Let that sentence be like a candle in a quiet room. Awareness does not mean forcing the pain away. It means bringing light to the place that has been left alone. Sometimes the simple act of naming what is happening begins to relax the nervous system. This is tightness. This is grief. This is fear. This is the body asking for rest. When we name gently, we stop drowning. We begin to listen. And then, perhaps, we can speak to the pain as a messenger, not as an enemy, not as a punishment, not as proof that the body has failed us. A messenger, sometimes a messenger knocks softly at first, and when we do not listen, it knocks louder. The body can be like that. It may whisper through tiredness, stiffness, a little heaviness, a small ache. And if we keep rushing, keep pushing, keep swallowing feelings, keep saying yes when the whole body means no, the message may become stronger. This does not mean we caused everything. It means the body is part of the conversation of life, and it deserves to be included. So you might ask, very gently, what are you trying to tell me? Then wait. Do not force the answer. You might ask, what emotion have I been holding here? What do I need to release? Where have I been ignoring myself? What care have I postponed? What signal has been asking for attention for a long time? The answer may not come as a sentence. It may come as a memory, a picture, a sudden tear, a thought like, I am so tired, a feeling of warmth, a softening, or nothing at all at first. That is all right. We are not doing this to perform healing. We are doing this to create relationship. The body has its own language. It may not speak in grammar. It may speak in sensation, temperature, pressure, breath, contraction, release, tears, sighs, or a desire to move. We have been trained to trust words more than sensations, but the body has been living the truth with us all along. If your shoulders are always tight, perhaps they have carried responsibility too long. If your throat feels closed, perhaps there are words waiting to be spoken safely. If the chest feels heavy, perhaps grief has been asking for tenderness. If the belly is clenched, perhaps the nervous system is asking for reassurance. We do not make rigid conclusions. We simply become curious. You may say, I listen to pain as a messenger, not as an enemy. Let that change the tone of the whole practice. When you listen to a messenger, you do not have to love the message. You simply respect that it came for a reason. You sit down with it. You ask what it carries. You let it know you are no longer going to slam the door. Now bring in the breath, because the breath is such a beautiful bridge between the body and the mind. The breath can go where words cannot. The breath can touch places that have been guarded for years. Imagine, if it feels comfortable, that every inhale brings a soft, healing light into the place that has been holding pain. Not a harsh light, not a light that demands change. A warm, gentle light, like morning sunlight coming through a window. As you inhale, imagine awareness entering, love entering, safety entering. As you exhale, imagine pressure softening, old energy loosening, the body realizing, even a little, that it does not have to grip so tightly. Do this very slowly. Inhale and let light enter. Exhale and let the body soften around the sensation. If the pain does not disappear, do not decide that you have failed. We are not trying to overpower the body with visualization. We are creating an environment where the body feels less alone. Sometimes pain softens. Sometimes it simply becomes less frightening. Sometimes it stays, but your relationship to it changes. That change matters. Fear often makes pain feel larger. Presence makes the experience more spacious. With every breath, I bring light into the place that has been holding pain. You can let that be the rhythm. Inhale, light. Exhale, release. Inhale, awareness. Exhale, softness. Inhale, love. Exhale, no more fighting. If you feel emotion come up, let it come gently. If a tear appears, let the tear be part of the light. If a sigh comes, let it leave. The body knows how to release in simple ways. We do not need to make it dramatic. And when we use affirmations in healing, please remember that they are not mechanical sentences. They are not little commands we throw at the body. They are loving instructions. They are messages sent to the subconscious and to the cells with tenderness. If you say, every cell in my body is surrounded by love, and you say it quickly while still hating the body, the words may not enter very deeply. But if you slow down, place a hand where healing is needed, breathe with the sentence, and speak as if speaking to a beloved child, the body receives something different. It receives presence. You might choose only one sentence at a time. I listen to the messages of my body with compassion. Breathe. Feel the body. Let the word compassion become warm. Or, I release old, suppressed energy. Do not force a release. Simply let the body know release is allowed. Or, I am safe to let healing light fill my body. Let the nervous system hear the word safe. Or, every cell in my body is surrounded by love. Imagine tiny places inside you being touched by kindness. Say it slowly, perhaps 3 times, not 20 times in a rush. 3 times with feeling can be more powerful than 100 times without presence. My words become medicine when I speak them with love and presence. Let that be the principle. Words alone can stay in the head. Words with breath begin to enter the body. Words with tenderness begin to heal the inner child. Words with action become a way of living. So after you speak to the body, ask, what loving action matches these words? Maybe the body needs water, maybe rest, maybe a walk, maybe a doctor's appointment, maybe a boundary, maybe crying, maybe less pressure, maybe more patience. Healing words become stronger when life begins to support them. Then comes release. Release is not pushing pain out of the body. This is important. Many people try to release as if they are trying to force something unwanted to leave. They become tense around the idea of letting go. But release is often more like allowing a wave to complete itself. Some emotions were interrupted long ago. You were not safe enough to feel them. You had to keep going. You had to stay quiet. You had to be strong. You had to survive. So the energy did not complete its cycle. It stayed somewhere in the body, waiting for a safer time. When you sit with the body in love, old energy may begin to complete what it could not complete before. You may suddenly breathe more deeply. The body may become warm or light. Tears may come. The jaw may soften. A memory may rise and then pass. You may feel the desire to stretch, shake, sigh, or simply rest. These are not things to fear. They may be signs that the body is beginning to trust you. Release does not need to be dramatic. Sometimes release is one long exhale and a tiny return of peace. You may say, I release what my body no longer needs to carry. Again, gently. You are not commanding the body. You are giving it permission. You do not have to hold this forever. You do not have to protect me in the old way. I am here now. I am listening now. We can let a little of this go. And after release, say thank you. Thank the body. Thank the feeling. Thank the old protective pattern. Thank you for trying to help me survive. I am choosing a softer way now. Gratitude helps release, become loving instead of violent. There will also be moments when the mind keeps looping around the pain. It tells the story again and again. What if this never changes? Why is this happening? What did I do wrong? What if I cannot handle this? And when the mind becomes too tight, come back to the senses. The senses are a doorway out of the mental loop. They return you to the wider field of life. Look at one object in front of you without naming it too quickly. See the color, the shape, the light on it. Listen to one sound in the room. Feel your feet, your hands, the texture of your clothes, the chair beneath you, the blanket, the table, the air on your skin. Let your breath be something you feel, not something you think about. This is not denial. You are not saying pain is not here. You are saying pain is not the only thing here. There is also sound. There is also light. There is also touch. There is also breath. There is also life. I let my senses bring me back to the wider field of life. That is a beautiful practice. Pain may be in the body, but the whole world is not pain. The mind may be telling one story, but the senses can show you a bigger room. A person in pain often becomes very narrow in attention, and understandably so. Pain pulls focus. But gently widening attention can help the nervous system remember that there is more happening than the sensation. There is a world holding you, even in small ways. This is why nature can be so healing. Not because the tree gives you a lecture, not because the sky explains your pain. Nature does not argue with you. It simply exists in a larger rhythm. A tree does not rush its healing. A flower does not criticize itself for opening slowly. The earth does not panic because one season is cold. The sky has room for clouds and sunlight. When you look at nature with presence, something in your body remembers spaciousness. If you can, look out a window. Look at the sky, a tree, a leaf, a patch of light on the floor, a plant in the room, the ground beneath your feet. Do not analyze it. Do not turn it into a lesson too quickly. Just look. Let the eyes rest. Let the breath slow. Let the body feel that life is larger than this one sensation, this one day, this one fear. Your pain may be asking for love, but it is not the whole of you. It is not the whole of life. Nature reminds me that life is larger than this pain. Hold that gently. The pain may still be present, and you can still be held by something wider. The ache may still be speaking, and the sky can still be above you. The body may need care, and the earth can still remind you that healing has seasons. There is no need to rush the flower open. There is no need to shout at the seed. Life unfolds in rhythms, and your body is part of life. So when pain comes, begin with acknowledgement. There is something here. Then listen. What are you trying to tell me? Breathe light into the place that has held pressure. Speak words of love slowly enough for the body to receive them. Allow release to happen in its own way. Come back to the senses when the mind becomes too tight. Let nature widen the room around your experience. This is not a quick trick. It is a relationship, a new way of living with your body. And perhaps today, you do not need to transform all pain into light. Perhaps today you only need to stop calling the body your enemy. Perhaps today you only need one hand on the heart, one breath into the ache, one honest question, one moment of listening. That is enough. Healing often begins in these very small places. A little less resistance, a little more tenderness, a little more awareness, a little more space. Your body has been waiting for you to return, not as a judge, but as a friend. And as you return, slowly, lovingly, presence becomes light, breath becomes light, awareness becomes light. Even the places that once felt dark may begin to feel touched by something kind. Not because you forced them to change, but because you finally brought them the love they had been asking for all along. Have you ever noticed, my dear, that when pain appears, the mind wants to run ahead and solve it immediately? It wants a reason, a cure, a promise, a timeline. And yet the body often needs something much simpler first. It needs you to stop. So if you are listening now and there is a place in your body asking for love, do not rush past it. Pause. Stop running. Stop pretending it is not there. Stop blaming yourself for having a human body that feels, carries, remembers, and asks for care. The first step is simply to pause, then gently name what is here. There is a sensation here. There is a place in my body that needs listening. Naming it helps you come out of fear. You are no longer lost inside the pain. You are becoming the one who can lovingly witness it. Then ask, very softly, what are you trying to tell me? What emotion has been held here? What have I ignored for too long? Do not demand an answer. Let the question be a warm hand, not an interrogation. Then breathe light into the place. Inhale and imagine a gentle light entering the body. Exhale and imagine pressure softening. Inhale, awareness enters. Exhale. The old gripping begins to loosen. You are not forcing pain to disappear. You are creating a loving environment where the body can feel safer. Then speak 1 or 2 simple affirmations. Slowly. I listen with compassion. I am safe to heal. I release old energy now. Let the words enter the body with the breath. If one sentence feels like enough, stay with one. Healing does not need to be crowded. Then release and thank the body. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for carrying what I did not know how to feel. I am listening now. Breathe out and allow old energy to leave in whatever gentle way it can. A sigh, a tear, a softening, a little warmth, a little more space. And finally, widen your awareness. Look at the sky. Feel the room. Notice the chair, the blanket, the sound around you. Remember, you are larger than this sensation. Pain may be here, but life is also here. Now, if you would like to go a little deeper, close your eyes or soften your gaze. Sit or lie comfortably. Let the shoulders drop. Let the jaw loosen. Let the belly stop trying to hold the whole world. Place one hand on your heart or on the area that needs healing. Imagine a soft stream of light above the crown of your head. It is gentle, warm, and kind. It moves down over your forehead, your eyes, your throat, your shoulders, your chest, your belly, your back, your hips, your legs, your feet. And when it reaches the place of pain, it pauses there, not to attack, but to love. Ask that place, what do you need from me? Then listen. Perhaps nothing comes. That is all right. Perhaps a memory comes, or an emotion, or a small knowing. Let it be. Inhale and see the light entering the area. Exhale and see the tightness becoming softer, warmer, wider. Imagine the old dense energy slowly dissolving into light, like mist touched by morning sun. Let it happen gently. Then whisper, "Thank you, body. I love you. I am listening now." Feel the whole body surrounded by light, not perfect, not forced, simply held. There are a few mistakes people often make in healing work, and I want you to be very tender with yourself about them. Do not try to force pain to vanish immediately. Do not practice from fear as if you are fighting an enemy. Do not judge the body for not healing quickly enough. Do not analyze so much that you forget to feel. Do not repeat affirmations while ignoring the real emotion underneath. And please, do not use spiritual practice to avoid practical care. If the body needs medical support, rest, treatment, nourishment, or help, love gives it that too. Healing is not a one-time performance. It is a new relationship with your body. A relationship where you stop shouting and begin listening. Where you stop blaming and begin blessing. Where you stop running from pain and begin asking what part of you is ready to be loved back into light. When we speak about less is more, it can sound almost opposite to everything the world has taught us. But today I want to explain it to you in a very gentle way. The world says more will make you happy. More things, more money, more attention, more plans, more people, more achievements, more proof that you are doing well. And of course, there is nothing wrong with beauty, comfort, prosperity, friendship, or success. I love beautiful things. I love comfort. I love the feeling of life supporting us in generous ways. But there is a difference between enjoying what life gives and believing you are empty without more. There is a difference between having things and being owned by them. There is a difference between living richly and living cluttered, anxious, and always afraid that what you have is still not enough. True happiness often begins when we need less from the outside in order to feel alive on the inside. When you need less approval, you breathe more freely. When you need less drama, your nervous system softens. When you need fewer objects to prove your worth, your home becomes lighter. When you need fewer people to validate you, your heart becomes quieter. This does not make your life poor. It makes your life spacious. And a spacious life is a healing life, because the soul needs room to speak. The soul does not always speak in a crowded room, a crowded schedule, a crowded mind, or a crowded heart. It whispers when there is space. Many people collect and collect, but they do not feel more peaceful. They have more clothes, but still feel they have nothing to wear. More contacts, but fewer true conversations. More goals, but less direction. More entertainment, but less inner joy. More noise, but less wisdom. And then they wonder why the heart still feels tired. Sometimes the problem is not that life has given you too little. Sometimes the problem is that life has become so full of things that do not nourish you that you can no longer feel the simple goodness that is already here. Less is more does not mean less life. It means more life in the space that remains. Less clutter, more breath. Less comparison, more freedom. Less rushing, more presence. Less pretending, more honesty. Less chasing, more receiving. Less resentment, more peace. Less unconscious wanting, more true appreciation. When you stop asking life to be endlessly bigger, louder, and more impressive before you can be happy, you begin to notice the small holy things: a clean table, a warm drink, morning light, a body breathing, one true friend, a quiet evening, a mind that is not being pulled in 10 directions at once. You might hold this thought gently: I need less, I enjoy more, and I return to the happiness within me. Let it be simple, not a rule, not a punishment, just an invitation. You are not giving up joy. You are releasing what blocks joy. You are not refusing abundance. You are making room for the kind of abundance your nervous system can actually enjoy. Less does not always mean lack. Less can mean less pressure, less responsibility for things you do not even love, less time spent managing objects, people, expectations, and appearances, less emotional labor in relationships that never feel safe, less noise from a world that is always telling you who to be. Less can mean that you finally have the energy to hear your own heart again. And when you hear your own heart, you begin to realize that some of the things you thought you wanted were not truly yours. They were borrowed desires, family desires, social media desires, old insecurity desires, desires created by comparison rather than love. More is not always better. More possessions can create more maintenance. More choices can create more confusion. More relationships can create more emotional noise. More goals can make the soul feel scattered if they are not aligned with your truth. More success outside, if it comes without peace inside, can become another beautiful cage. A person can have a full house and an empty heart. a full calendar and a tired soul, a full bank account and a nervous system that never rests. So let us not worship more. Let us ask, does this truly nourish me? Does this help my life breathe? Does this bring me closer to love? The less you carry, the more life can flow through you. Imagine a river full of stones, branches, and old debris. The water still wants to move, but it must push through so many obstacles. Your energy is like that too. It wants to move toward healing, creativity, love, abundance, and peace. But if your life is filled with old obligations, unnecessary objects, draining conversations, unexamined desires, and outdated identities, the flow becomes heavy. Simplifying is like clearing the river. You are not removing life. You are allowing life to move again. Let us begin with material simplicity, because the home is often the first place where the inner world becomes visible. Every object in your home has energy. It asks to be seen, cleaned, stored, repaired, remembered, moved, or decided about. Even things you never use still occupy a little corner of the mind. A drawer full of things you do not need can quietly say, there is more to deal with. A closet full of old versions of you can say, do not move on yet. A room filled with too many objects can make the body feel like it cannot exhale. This does not mean you must throw away everything and live in a cold, empty space. That is not the point. Minimalism without warmth can become another form of control. The goal is not to make your life look impressive to other minimalists. The goal is to make your life feel nourishing to your soul. Keep what you use. Keep what you truly love. Keep what supports your present life. Keep what feels beautiful, meaningful, peaceful, or necessary. But begin to release what carries guilt, old pain, pressure, fantasy, obligation, or an identity you no longer live. Choose one small place, not the whole house. Please do not overwhelm yourself. Choose one drawer, one table, one shelf, one corner of the room. Pick up one item and ask, does this still serve the life I am living now? Not the life I used to live. Not the life I imagined 5 years ago. Not the life someone else expects from me. The life I am living and choosing now. If the answer is no, thank it. That is a lovely practice. Thank you for being part of my life. Thank you for what you represented. Thank you. And now I let you go. This turns decluttering from a harsh task into a gentle release. As space opens around you, peace has somewhere to land. A clear table can become an altar of calm. A clean corner can become a breath for the mind. A room with fewer unnecessary things can help the body feel lighter. This is not magic in a childish sense. It is energy. Your environment speaks to your nervous system all day. Let your home say, you are safe here. You can rest here. You can think clearly here. You are not buried under old stories here. You may say quietly, as you clear one small space, I create space around me so peace can live within me. Then do one gentle action. Fold one blanket, clear one drawer, wash one cup, open one window. Let simplicity begin as a kindness, not as another demand. And then we simplify relationships. This can be even more tender than simplifying objects because relationships touch our need for love, belonging, and safety. But not everyone needs full access to your energy. A peaceful life does not require a crowd. It requires truthful connections, kind connections, safe connections. relationships where you can breathe, relationships where you do not have to perform, shrink, constantly explain, or recover for hours afterward. Some people bring drama every time they enter your life. Some bring judgment. Some bring comparison, envy, criticism, or confusion. Some only love the version of you that serves them. Some take your attention but never nourish your heart. You do not have to hate them. You do not have to make them wrong, but you are allowed to notice the effect they have on your spirit. Your energy is part of your life. Protecting it is not selfish. It is self-respect. Quality is more healing than quantity. One honest friend is better than 10 connections that require a mask. One conversation where you feel seen is better than 100 messages that leave you empty. One person who respects your peace is better than a group that only accepts you when you are useful, entertaining, or agreeable. The heart does not need endless access to people. It needs real contact. It needs warmth. It needs trust. It needs truth. Stepping away from drama is a form of self-love. You do not need to join every argument. You do not need to answer every opinion. You do not need to explain every choice to people who are not committed to understanding you. You do not need to keep old connections alive just because you are afraid of seeming cold. Sometimes love means staying. Sometimes love means blessing someone quietly and moving your energy back into your own life. You may hold this sentence gently. I choose relationships that nourish my heart, not drain my spirit. Let that guide you, not with harshness, but with clarity. Ask, after I spend time with this person, do I feel more peaceful or more fragmented? More myself or less myself? More open or more guarded? The body often knows. Listen to it. A simple life is not an empty life. It is a life with room for what matters. Room for your breath. Room for your body to rest. Room for your true people. Room for creativity. Room for quiet. Room for joy that does not need to be posted, proven, or performed. When you need less from the outside, you can finally feel more of the life that has been waiting within you. And that is where true happiness begins, not in having everything, but in being present enough to enjoy what is real. And as we continue, I want you to see that a simple life is not only about the things in your home. It is about the way you live inside your body, the way you use money, the way you hold emotions, the way you let thoughts come and go, and the way you choose what deserves your life force. Simplicity is not a decoration. It is not a lifestyle label. It is a healing practice. It is the art of asking again and again, is this helping me live with more peace, more truth, more love, and more presence? If the answer is no, perhaps it is time to loosen your grip. Let us begin with the body. Many people make health so complicated that the body becomes frightened before it is even cared for. Too many rules, too many plans, too many punishments, too many comparisons. The body becomes another project to fix, another thing to control, another reason to feel not good enough. And I want to say to you very tenderly, your body does not need perfection before it deserves kindness. Your body needs steady care. It needs sleep. It needs water. It needs food that feels supportive. It needs breath. It needs movement. It needs rest. It needs you to stop speaking to it as though it is a problem that has disappointed you. Simple health is often very humble. A glass of water in the morning, a slower meal, a walk around the block, a stretch before bed, a little sunlight, a few deep breaths when the shoulders rise, going to sleep before the body is completely drained. These things may not look glamorous, but they build trust with the body. The body does not ask for dramatic promises that last 3 days. It asks for loving repetition. It asks, "Will you listen to me today?" And each small act says yes. Living simply with the body means you stop forcing it to match society's changing standards. You do not treat it like an object to perfect before it can be loved. You do not scold it for being tired when it has carried so much. You do not use shame as motivation and call it discipline. You begin to see the body as the loving home of the soul. A home needs cleaning, yes. It needs repair sometimes. It needs attention. But you do not hate a home while you are caring for it. You enter with tenderness. You open the windows. You bring in light. You make it easier to live there. So each morning, before you ask, "How do I improve my body?" ask, "What does my body need today?" Maybe the answer is water, maybe food, maybe movement, maybe softness, maybe less caffeine, maybe more sleep, maybe a break from the mirror, maybe a kinder sentence. That is simple living. That is body wisdom. You might carry this thought: I care for my body simply, gently, and consistently. Not perfectly, consistently. The body can heal so much in an atmosphere of steady love. Now let us speak about money, because financial life also becomes heavy when desire and comparison take over. Money itself is not the enemy. Money is a tool. It can bring comfort, options, education, care, beauty, generosity, and freedom. But when money becomes a way to prove your worth, it can never bring peace for long. You can earn more and still feel poor inside if the mind always says, "Not enough." You can buy more and still feel empty if you are trying to fill an emotional hollow with objects. Financial peace does not come only from the amount you have. It also comes from your relationship with money. Wanting less does not mean you stop growing. It does not mean you refuse abundance. It does not mean you say no to wealth, success, beauty, comfort, or expansion. It means you stop using money to chase a self-image. You stop spending to impress people whose approval cannot feed your soul. You stop buying things only because you feel anxious, lonely, or not enough. You begin to ask, does this purchase support my life? Or does it distract me from my feelings? Does this bring real value or only a short emotional high? Am I choosing from peace or from pressure? A simple financial life is deeply calming. Buy less, but choose more consciously. Bless money when it comes in. Bless money when it goes out. Pay a bill and say, "Thank you for the service I received." Buy food and say, "Thank you for nourishment." Spend on health, learning, peace, meaningful experiences, tools that support your life, and beauty that truly delights the heart. When money is used with wisdom, gratitude, and peace, it stops being only a source of fear. It becomes part of the flow of life. You may say quietly, "I use money with wisdom, gratitude, and peace." This is not a small sentence. It changes the energy around money. Instead of panic, there is awareness. Instead of unconscious spending, there is choice. Instead of shame, there is learning. Instead of comparison, there is alignment. And from alignment, financial growth becomes much healthier. Then comes acceptance. Acceptance is one of the great doors into peace. Many people resist this word because they think acceptance means giving up, settling, becoming passive, or saying that what happened was all right. But acceptance simply means you stop fighting the fact of this moment. You stop saying this should not have happened after it has already happened. You stop arguing with a closed door. You stop trying to force someone to become who they are not ready to be. You stop using your precious energy to wrestle with reality, and you bring that energy back to healing. You can accept the present and still dream. You can be grateful and still grow. You can love your life today and still welcome more beauty tomorrow. Acceptance does not erase desire. It cleans the suffering around desire. It says, I am here. This is what is true right now. From here, I choose the next loving step. That is very different from collapse. It is grounded. It is honest. It is peaceful. When you stop arguing with reality, the body often softens. There are things that happened. There are people who did not change. There are doors that closed. There are seasons that ended. You may grieve, yes. You may need time, yes. But if you keep replaying the story and demanding that the past become different, your life force remains trapped in a place it cannot change. Acceptance returns the energy to you. It asks, what is present now? Can I soften toward this moment? Can I choose a response that brings more peace? Hold this gently. I accept this moment, and peace begins to return. Not all at once, perhaps, but a little. And a little peace can become the beginning of a new life. One of the most beautiful gifts of simple living is that joy becomes easier to notice. Joy does not always need a large event. It does not always arrive as a vacation, a promotion, a new relationship, a big purchase, or a perfect achievement. Joy often comes quietly. A slow morning, a hot meal, a clean room, a kind phone call, a good book, a deep breath, a walk under the sky, fresh sheets, music in the kitchen, a body that finally rests. These are original forms of happiness. They are not lesser because they are small. They are real. When the mind is too busy, it misses simple joy. It says, this is not enough. It rushes past the tea, the sunlight, the soft blanket, the smile, the silence. But when life becomes less crowded, ordinary moments begin to glow again. A normal day can feel rich. A simple meal can feel like a blessing. A quiet evening can feel like luxury. You begin to understand that happiness was not always missing. Sometimes attention was missing. Hope also returns when life becomes lighter. When you are carrying too much, too many objects, too many obligations, too many old emotions, too many thoughts, too many expectations, the future feels heavy. But when you release what is not yours, the future begins to feel possible again. You start thinking, maybe I can live differently. Maybe I do not have to make everything so complicated. Maybe peace is closer than I thought. That is hope. Gentle hope. Human hope. The kind that enters when the nervous system finally has room to breathe. Simple joy is still real joy, and I allow myself to feel it. Let that sentence open a little door. You do not need to wait for a spectacular life before you let your heart enjoy something. Begin now with what is here, and then we learn the art of letting go. Letting go is one of the deepest forms of simplicity. we let go of expectations. We stop forcing people to behave according to the script we wrote in our minds. We stop forcing life to open every door according to our timetable. We stop forcing ourselves to become a version of success that looks impressive but feels empty. Expectations can be heavy. They make us fight reality. They make us miss what is actually being offered because we are staring at what did not happen. Let go of resentment too when you are ready. Forgiveness is emotional minimalism. I like that idea very much. Every resentment is like an old object stored in the heart. It takes up space. It gathers dust. It keeps reminding you of what hurt. And sometimes we keep resentment because we think it protects us. But resentment often keeps us tied to the pain long after the event has passed. Forgiveness does not say the old thing was right. Forgiveness says, I will no longer let this live inside me as my daily atmosphere. You are not freeing the past first. You are freeing your own future. When you let go of what is heavy, you do not lose yourself. You find yourself. Beneath the old anger, there may be grief. Beneath the grief, there may be tenderness. Beneath the tenderness, there may be life waiting to move again. Letting go makes room for love, peace, health, abundance, and the things that truly belong to the soul. You cannot receive with hands full of old stones. You might say, I let go of what is heavy and make room for what is beautiful. Let that be a practice, not a demand. One expectation released, one resentment written down and blessed, one old story questioned, one heavy object removed from the heart. This leads us to emotional minimalism. Not every feeling needs to be kept as a treasured possession. Not every harsh word deserves a permanent room in your mind. Not every misunderstanding needs to be analyzed all night. Not every painful memory needs to be carried into a new morning. Some emotions need to be felt, understood, and released. They do not need to become your identity. So clean the inner room. Write in your journal. Let the page hold what the chest has been holding. Breathe deeply and let the body soften. Tell the truth to yourself. Cry if tears come. Forgive when you are ready, not before. Set a boundary when needed. Emotional minimalism is not emotional denial. It is emotional honesty followed by release. It asks, is this feeling helping me grow, or is it keeping me stuck? Is this old pain asking for love, or am I using it to stay in a familiar story? The heart needs space. If the heart is full of old disappointments, old shame, old resentment, old fear, it becomes difficult for new love to move through. Clear a little space, not all at once, just a little. A heart with space can receive. It can forgive. It can laugh again. It can hear life whisper again. I clear my heart so love can move freely again. And then we simplify the mind. The mind creates hundreds of thoughts each day. Many of them do not deserve to be followed. Some thoughts are old habits. Some are fears. Some are echoes of someone else's voice. Some are stories the nervous system creates to feel prepared. If you chase every thought, you will become exhausted. You can learn to observe thoughts and choose which ones receive your energy. Reducing information is part of this. Too much news, too many videos, too many comments, too much drama, too much comparison, too many opinions entering the mind before you have listened to your own heart. This creates mental clutter. A mind filled with noise struggles to hear intuition. So create little pockets of silence. Do not check the phone immediately. Do not consume everything offered to you. Ask, does this nourish my mind, or does it make me more scattered? Your attention is sacred. Spend it wisely. Choose one beautiful thought in the morning, not 20. 1. I am safe. Life supports me. Today can be simple and good. Let it become an anchor. A simple thought can guide the mind back when the world becomes loud. I simplify my thoughts and return to peace. That is mental minimalism. Not emptying the mind by force, but choosing not to feed every fear that appears. Now, some people worry that a simple life means giving up ambition. No, simple life does not kill ambition. It heals the motive behind ambition. Ambition that comes from lack says, I must become successful so I can finally be enough. Ambition that comes from love says, I want to grow because life is moving through me. The first exhausts you. The second expands you. The first makes success a prison. The second makes success an expression. Success should serve your life, not swallow it. If a goal gives you money but steals your health, drains your peace, isolates your heart, and makes you a stranger to yourself, then it is worth asking whether that goal is truly aligned. Real success should make life deeper, not only busier. It should support your body, your relationships, your creativity, your freedom, your joy, your spiritual life. Otherwise, you may climb a very high ladder and arrive at a place where your soul cannot breathe. Ask yourself, why do I want more? What will this more serve? Will this bring me closer to peace or farther from it? Is this my soul's desire or society's pressure? Can I grow without abandoning myself? These questions do not make you less ambitious. They make your ambition wiser. You may say, I choose success that supports my peace. That is a very powerful standard. Peace does not mean laziness. Peace means alignment. You can work hard from peace. You can build from peace. You can create wealth from peace. You can grow beautifully from peace. And now, for 7 days, practice a simpler life. On day 1, clear one small corner of your home. Do not overwhelm yourself. Just make one space lighter. On day 2, have a low information day. Less social media, less news, less noise. Give your mind a chance to exhale. On day 3, eat one meal slowly. Taste it. Thank it. Let the body receive without rushing. On day 4, release one expectation. Write down one way you are forcing yourself, another person, or life to follow your script. Ask, what if I softened here? On day 5, clear one old emotion. Write a forgiveness letter you do not need to send. Let the page become a place where your heart can breathe. On day 6, choose one quality connection. Spend time with someone who feels safe, honest, and nourishing, or send a loving message to a person who truly matters. On day 7, give yourself 1 hour of simple living. No phone, no goal. Breathe, walk, read, drink tea, sit quietly, or watch the sky. Each simple day brings you closer to your true self. Not because simplicity makes life smaller, but because it removes what is hiding the life that is already sacred. Little by little, you need less noise to feel alive, less approval to feel worthy, less clutter to feel safe, less chasing to feel loved. And in that space, you begin to find a happiness that is not fragile. It does not depend on having everything. It grows from being present with what is real, what is kind, what is enough, and what is quietly beautiful within you. Hello, my dear, and may this moment meet you with gentleness. May your body soften just a little as you listen. May your breath become easier. May some part of you remember that you do not have to fight life, fight yourself, or fight your own heart in order to heal. Most of us, in so many different ways, are searching for the same thing: the feeling of being safe and loved. Some people look for it in a relationship. Some look for it in success. Some look for it in money, beauty, control, approval, achievement, or being needed by everyone around them. And there is nothing wrong with wanting good things, darling. Good things are beautiful. Love is beautiful. Stability is beautiful. A home, a healthy body, meaningful work, soft affection, peaceful mornings, all of these are lovely. But if deep inside the soul still feels judged, threatened, abandoned, rushed, criticized, or unsafe, then even when the outside begins to improve, the body may still live as if it is waiting for danger. Your body can heal when your soul feels safe. This is something I want you to understand with great kindness. The body does not only respond to food, sleep, exercise, medicine, or rest. It responds to the emotional atmosphere you live in every day. It listens to the way you speak to yourself. It listens to the fears you repeat. It listens to the resentment you carry. It listens to the pressure you put on your own shoulders. It listens when you force yourself to be strong, while the heart is silently saying, "I'm tired." And if the inner world is filled with fear, blame, self-criticism, over-control, resentment, and the absence of boundaries, the body may not feel permission to relax. It may say, "We are not safe yet. We must keep guarding. We must keep bracing. We must keep preparing for pain." So healing is not only doing more correct things. Sometimes healing is creating a kinder inner home, where the body no longer has to prove, perform, brace, or survive every moment. When you live in anxiety, the body does not always know that the danger is only a thought. If you are constantly afraid of being left, afraid of failing, afraid of making a mistake, afraid of being judged, afraid that something good will disappear, the body receives those signals as if life is threatening you right now. The breath becomes shallow, the muscles tighten, the jaw holds, the shoulders rise, sleep may become lighter, digestion may become unsettled, energy may disappear into constant vigilance. And then, my dear, you may criticize the body for being tired, when really the body has been carrying an invisible battlefield for years. A body that feels unsafe will often protect itself before it heals itself. Protection comes first, softening comes later. So perhaps the question is not only, how can I fix my body? Perhaps the deeper question is, how can I help my body feel safe enough to heal? A heart that is always forced to be strong can make the body very weary. A mind that always tries to control can exhaust the nervous system. A soul that always feels not good enough can live under a quiet pressure that no one else sees. You may go through the day smiling, working, answering messages, taking care of everyone, doing what is expected, while some part of the body is whispering, "When do I get to rest? When do I get to be held? When do I get to stop proving that I am worthy of love?" And this is why tenderness matters. This is why emotional safety matters. This is why boundaries matter. This is why the way you speak to yourself matters. The body is not separate from the life you are living inside your thoughts. The cells are listening. The breath is listening. The nervous system is listening. A body that feels unsafe will protect itself before it heals itself. Now let us speak very gently about resentment, because resentment can become one of the toxins of the soul. It does not only live in the mind as an idea, it can settle into the chest, the throat, the shoulders, the stomach, the face, the way you breathe, the way you protect yourself from new people, the way you expect pain before it arrives. When you keep replaying an old story, the body may keep carrying the energy of that story. The event may be over, but the body is still living with its echo. Perhaps someone hurt you. Perhaps someone betrayed you. Perhaps someone did not love you as they should have. Perhaps someone made you feel small, unseen, unwanted, or unsafe. And yes, that mattered. We do not pretend it did not hurt. We do not tell the heart to skip over the truth. But there comes a time when the soul begins to say, I cannot keep drinking this pain every day to prove that it was real. Letting go of resentment is not forced forgiveness. Please hear that, my dear. It does not mean what happened was acceptable. It does not mean the other person did not hurt you. It does not mean you must return to the place that wounded you. It does not mean you must call unsafe people safe. It does not mean you must erase your boundaries in the name of love. No, true letting go is much more honest than that. It says, I acknowledge that this hurt me. I acknowledge that something in me was wounded. I acknowledge that I deserved better. And now, I choose not to let this pain continue living in my body as a permanent home. This is not weakness. This is self-respect. This is the soul saying, my life force is too precious to be locked forever inside yesterday. Sometimes we hold resentment because we think it keeps us protected. We think, if I stay angry, I will never let it happen again. And anger can be useful at first. It can show us where a boundary was crossed. It can wake us up. It can say, no more. But if anger is never allowed to transform into wisdom, it becomes a fire that keeps burning the house we are still living in. The goal is not to become passive. The goal is to become free. Let the anger teach you the boundary. Let the hurt teach you tenderness. Let the disappointment teach you discernment. But do not let the old wound become the climate of your whole life. You can protect yourself without poisoning yourself. You can remember the lesson without carrying the bitterness. I release resentment, not because they deserve freedom, but because I do. Place one hand on your heart for a moment, if you can. Let the body know we are not forcing anything. Say softly, I honor what hurt me. Breathe. I honor the part of me that survived. Breathe again. And I am willing to stop carrying this pain as my identity. Good. Let it be gentle. We are not trying to perform forgiveness. We are not trying to become spiritually impressive. We are simply making a little space inside the body where healing can begin. Perhaps you are not ready to release everything today. That is all right. Release one breath. Release one tight thought. Release one old sentence that keeps reopening the wound. Healing does not always begin with a grand act. Sometimes it begins when you stop speaking to your body as if it must carry the past forever. Your soul feels safer when you stop attacking yourself for what you could not control, for what you did not know, for how long it took, for how deeply you loved, for how much you endured. Your body feels safer when you stop forcing it to live under the old story every morning. And little by little, as the soul feels less judged, less threatened, less abandoned by you, the body begins to receive a new message. We do not have to fight now. We do not have to hold the breath now. We do not have to keep proving that the pain was real. We can begin to recover. This is the beginning of a kinder healing. Not a healing built on pressure, but a healing built on safety. Not a healing that says, hurry up and be well, but a healing that says, come home, my dear. We are safe enough to soften now. So today, bless your body. Bless the parts that have been tired. Bless the shoulders that carried what no one saw. Bless the chest that held back so many tears. Bless the stomach that tightened through uncertainty. Bless the nervous system that tried so hard to protect you. And bless the soul within you, the dear soul that has been searching for safety and love in so many places, only to discover that one of the safest places must become your own inner voice. Speak gently, release slowly, rest without guilt. Let resentment loosen its grip, not because the past did not matter, but because your future matters too. Your body can heal when your soul feels safe, and your soul begins to feel safe when you stop making your inner world a place of war. Let me share this with you, my dear. Your body is always listening. It is listening not only to the food you eat, the hours you sleep, or the way you move through the day. It is listening to the way you speak to yourself when you look in the mirror. It is listening to the little sigh of disappointment when you see your face, your belly, your skin, your age, your tiredness, your softness, your illness, your limitations, your humanness. It is listening when you say, "What is wrong with me?" It is listening when you say, "I look terrible." It is listening when you call yourself weak, old, ugly, broken, too much, not enough. And darling, if every day you stand before the body and speak as if it is the enemy, how can the body feel safe in your presence? How can it relax into healing when the one person it lives with all day is constantly attacking it? My body is not my enemy. My body is listening for my love. The soul cannot feel safe when you keep turning your own voice into a weapon. I know many people think criticism will make them improve. They say, if I am hard on myself, I will change faster. If I shame my body, I will finally take care of it. If I judge myself enough, I will become better. But criticism does not create a healing atmosphere. It creates fear. It may push you for a little while, but it does not make you feel loved. And the body, when it feels unloved, often protects itself. It tenses, it contracts, it holds, it braces, it goes into survival. So perhaps the most healing thing you can do today is not another harsh plan, another punishment, another rule, another demand that you become different by tomorrow. Perhaps the most healing thing you can do today is speak to the body as if it has been your faithful companion through every season of your life. Because it has, my dear. It has carried you through grief, fear, long days, sleepless nights, disappointments, hopes, beginnings, endings, and every quiet moment when you thought you were alone. Every cell is living in the climate you create inside yourself. Now, do not make that a reason to be frightened, because we are not here to blame. We are here to become more loving. If the inner climate is full of judgment, the body contracts. If the inner climate is full of constant pressure, the nervous system stays alert. If the inner climate is full of resentment, guilt, fear, and self-attack, the body may not know that it is allowed to soften. But when the climate becomes gentler, when the voice becomes kinder, when the body hears again and again, "Thank you, I am listening, I am learning to care for you," something begins to shift. One loving sentence may not heal everything in one day. Of course not. But it begins creating a new environment where healing can start. A flower does not open because you yell at it. It opens when the conditions are right. Your body is not so different. So for the next 24 hours, I would love you to practice something very simple. No self-criticism. Just for 24 hours. Not forever, not perfectly, not as another test you must pass. Just one day of noticing. Each time you are about to say something unkind about your appearance, your health, your age, your weight, your ability, your energy, pause. Put your hand on your heart or on the part of the body you were about to criticize and say, "I love and thank my body for doing its best for me." You may not believe it completely at first. That is all right. The body has heard the old language for a long time. A new language may feel strange, but say it softly anyway. I love and thank my body for doing its best for me. Let the body hear that you are no longer willing to make it your enemy. Let the soul hear that your inner home is becoming safer. And then, my dear, we must speak about boundaries, because no soul can feel truly safe if it is never protected. If you keep saying yes when the whole body is whispering no, the body learns that you will not protect it. If you keep giving when you are empty, staying where you feel small, answering when you are exhausted, explaining yourself to people who do not want to understand, opening your heart to every energy without discernment, then your nervous system begins to live as if no one is guarding the door. And who is that guardian, darling? You are. Not in a harsh way, not in a suspicious way, not in a way that shuts out love. Boundaries are not walls against love. They are doors that protect peace. They decide what enters, what stays, what leaves, and what no longer has the right to walk through your inner life with muddy shoes. A boundary is one of the clearest languages of self-love. It says to the body, I am standing with you. It says, I will not keep sending you into places where you must shrink to survive. It says, I will not force you to remain in conversations that wound you just because I fear disappointing someone. It says, I will not give away all our energy and then blame you for being tired. This is not coldness. This is care. A boundary may sound like, I cannot do that today. I need time to think. I am not available for this conversation when it becomes disrespectful. I love you, and I still need rest. I will not discuss my body that way. I am choosing peace. Do you feel how different that is from shutting down? A boundary does not say, I hate you. A boundary says, I love myself enough to remain whole. Each time you say no to what drains you, you say yes to the life inside you. Each time you step away from a conversation that harms you, you teach the nervous system that it is no longer trapped. Each time you stop over-explaining your needs, you tell the inner child, we do not have to beg for permission to be safe. This matters. The body is not only healed by rest and nourishment, it is healed by the repeated experience of being protected by you. If for many years you abandoned yourself in order to keep connection, the body may not trust you immediately. So we go gently. One small boundary at a time, one honest no, one protected evening, one moment where you do not answer from guilt, one place where you choose peace instead of approval. Boundaries are not walls against love. They are doors that protect peace. And very often, beneath the lack of boundaries, beneath the self-criticism, beneath the constant fear of disappointing others, there is a child within who still does not feel safe. Many of our reactions today are not only about today. Perhaps you are not only afraid of rejection now. You are touching the child who once felt unchosen. Perhaps you are not only afraid to rest now. You are touching the child who was praised only for being useful, successful, helpful, or good. Perhaps you are not only afraid to say no now. You are touching the child who learned that having needs created trouble. And this little one inside you does not need to be scolded for still being afraid. She needs your presence. She needs the adult you to sit beside her and say, I am here now. You do not have to hold everything alone anymore. Inner child healing is not about fixing the child as if she is broken. It is about returning to the places inside you that were left without comfort and bringing comfort there now. You might close your eyes for a moment and imagine the younger you standing before you. Notice her face. Notice her little shoulders. Notice how much she tried. Perhaps she was too responsible. Perhaps she was too quiet. Perhaps she learned to be funny, good, invisible, pleasing, impressive, or strong in order to be loved. Now imagine sitting beside her. You do not lecture her. You do not demand that she stop being afraid. You simply say, I am here, darling. You do not have to brace anymore. You do not have to be perfect anymore. You do not have to please everyone to be loved. I will listen to you. I will not leave you. And perhaps, for the first time in a long time, something in the nervous system begins to exhale. When the inner child begins to feel protected, the nervous system does not have to shout as loudly through anxiety, clinging, avoidance, overthinking, people-pleasing, or self-sabotage. Many of these patterns are not signs that you are failing. They are old signals from a younger part of you asking for safety. Anxiety may be saying, please do not let us be abandoned again. Clinging may be saying, please make sure love stays. Avoidance may be saying, please do not make us feel that pain. Overworking may be saying, please make us valuable enough to be safe. When you hear the deeper message, you stop attacking the symptom and begin comforting the root. The child within me is safe now. I am here. I am listening. I am not leaving. Now, let us speak of daily habits, because healing does not always need to be severe. Many people try to force the body into health with punishment. They begin from shame. I hate this body, so I must fix it. I am disgusted with myself, so I must change. I have been bad, so now I must be strict. And perhaps for a little while, the body obeys. But it does not feel loved. A healing habit has a different energy. It says, I love this body, so I want to support it. It says, I am grateful for this body, so I will give it water. I respect this body, so I will let it sleep. I listen to this body, so I will move gently. I care for this body, so I will feed it with kindness. Do you hear the difference? One is a war. The other is a relationship. Choose habits that make the body feel cared for. Drink water slowly, as if you are giving the body a blessing. Eat as an act of love, not punishment. Take a gentle walk. Breathe deeply for a few minutes. Take a warm bath. Go to bed a little earlier. Put your hand on your heart. Stretch the shoulders. Speak kindly to the belly, the face, the legs, the hands, the tired eyes. Thank the body for doing its best. You do not need a perfect routine. Perfection becomes another pressure, and the body has had enough pressure. We want loving repetition. Small things repeated often teach the body that it is no longer abandoned. I care for my body as a sacred home, not as a problem to punish. And yes, there will be days when you forget. There will be days when the old criticism returns, when you skip the gentle habit, when you say yes too quickly, when you speak harshly to yourself, when the inner child feels frightened again. That does not mean you have failed. It means you are practicing. Healing is not becoming perfect. Healing is returning sooner, with less violence toward yourself. You say, I forgot. Now I remember. You drink the water. You soften the voice. You set the boundary. You rest. You begin again. The body learns through repetition, and repetition does not require perfection. It requires returning. That is all. Returning with love, returning with patience. Returning with the willingness to make your inner world a place where healing can live. Now, the soul also needs nourishment beyond survival. You are not here only to get through the day. You are here to feel alive. The soul needs beauty, music, light, quiet, laughter, nature, creativity, gratitude, tender conversations, moments where no one is demanding anything from you, moments where you are not proving, performing, fixing, explaining, earning, or managing. Sometimes we become so focused on healing pain that we forget to feed joy. But joy is not a distraction from healing. Joy can be healing. Beauty can be healing. Rest can be healing. Pleasure, when it is kind and conscious, can remind the body that life is not only danger. There is warmth here too. There is softness. There is color. There is sweetness. There is a reason to open. Many people think healing is only digging through the wound. And sometimes we do need to look at the wound. We need to tell the truth. We need to grieve. We need to understand. But if you only dig and never plant flowers, the soul becomes tired. Let yourself have joy without guilt. Let yourself laugh without thinking you must first solve every problem. Let yourself rest without calling yourself lazy. Let yourself receive love without immediately asking when it will be taken away. Let yourself sit in the sun for a few minutes. Let yourself make something with your hands. Let yourself listen to music that makes the heart remember it is alive. Joy teaches the body that life can be safe again. And forgiveness, too, can nourish the soul when it is real and not forced. Forgiveness does not always mean reconciliation. It does not mean returning to what harmed you. It does not mean pretending. Sometimes forgiveness begins as a willingness to stop carrying the poison in your own body. Sometimes it begins with forgiving yourself for not knowing what you know now, forgiving yourself for staying too long, for speaking harshly to your body, for ignoring your needs, for being afraid, for learning slowly. The soul becomes safer when it is not constantly on trial. You can say, I did the best I could with what I knew then. I am learning now. And that sentence alone can soften many years of inner punishment. Your body is not your enemy. It has been trying to carry you through so much. It has held emotions you had no room to feel. It has protected you from places that once hurt. It has tightened when it sensed danger. It has become tired when you asked it to keep going without tenderness. It has listened to your words. It has carried the weight of your boundaries not yet spoken, your grief not yet released, your anger not yet honored, your needs not yet met. And now, instead of forcing it to change through judgment, you can invite it to recover through love. This is a holy change in the way you live inside yourself. Not war, partnership, not punishment, care, not shame, safety. May you remember, my dear, that healing begins in an atmosphere of safety. Release the resentment that has been too heavy. Speak kindly to your body. Protect your peace with loving boundaries. Hold the child within you with tenderness. Choose habits that feel like care instead of punishment. Nourish the soul with forgiveness, joy, beauty, presence, laughter, quiet, creativity, and rest. Let your whole inner world begin to say, "We are loved here. We are safe here. We are allowed to heal here." And perhaps the body, hearing this new message again and again, will begin to soften in places that have been tense for years. Take one breath now. Place your hand on your heart. Say softly, "My body is not my enemy." Breathe. "My soul is learning safety." Breathe again. "I care for myself with love." And one more time, very gently, "I am allowed to heal." Let those words move through you like warm light. You do not have to force healing. You create the atmosphere where healing feels possible. You become the safe place you were searching for. Your body can heal when your soul feels safe, and today, you can begin creating that safety from within. If this message touched your heart, declare, "My soul feels safe." And if you are ready to speak kindly to your body, protect your peace, and let life heal you from within, subscribe and listen again tomorrow. Be gentle with yourself, my dear. Your body has been waiting for your love.